All right, y'all. It's a crazy important day. If I could get my screen region to work, it's what it's all come down to, my friends. Tried your stance, said kindergarten drop-off today. It definitely has more aura. Is that you're saying the Lucky Luciano? I'm telling you, Lucky Luciano's just the way you gotta stand when you're a guy who's reached a certain age. You cannot be doing thumbs in the pockets, Shia LaBeouf just do it pose. You cannot be doing... I mean, you could be doing crossed arms. I feel bad doing crossed arms because I feel like that makes it look like I'm not interested, when really I'm interested. It's just really comfortable to cross your arms and stand. Arms behind the back? That's crazy. Like Morpheus mode? I don't think you can do that until you're 60. I don't think you unlock that emote until you're 60. Thumbs in the jeans pockets is not the way to go. I'm sorry. Maybe if you live in Texas, it might be different. But otherwise, thumbs in the jean pockets is very like Bret Michaels. It's very tight, light wash blue jeans, 1980s hair metal. Nobody knows I have male pattern baldness because I keep my bandana on 24/7. I forgot how to stream. How'd your fantasy draft go? I'm literally gonna win Apollo's league easily. And his podcast listeners do not know ball, man. Somebody in the league took Mark Andrews, like first tight end off the board. Round 2, Mark Andrews? I went into the Discord and said, Mark Andrews? Am I seeing this right? It was a little rough. Yeah, he's not even TE4, exactly. I don't even remember. I got David Njoku. I think I got him in like round 8 or 9 or something like that. My team's kind of goated, though. To be honest with you, I got first pick, for round 1 pick, Jahmyr Gibbs. Round 2, Puka Nacua. Round 3, I got Cook and Connor after that. I think I got Cook and Connor. I have 3 RB1s in my first 4 picks. I don't remember exactly what happens. My wide receivers are a little... After Puka, it gets a little light. But I got Mahomes like 7th round. Round 7 Mahomes. There was somebody started a run on QBs in like round 4. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm not taking a reach on QB4 after Jaden Daniels. I'm not taking a reach on that. I'll wait till the second run. And I kicked off the second run with a Mahomes pick at like QB7 or QB8. You don't even have to worry. No, the team's gonna be gassed. Plus, I got Philly defense. You're in trouble. They're in trouble. Also, the Yahoo AI gave me an A+ and said I'm gonna go 11-3. So basically, it's over for you. Hey NL, I got CMC with the 7th pick in fantasy this year. Why take CMC though? I don't understand why you would take CMC. Given the injury risk and the glut of RB1s that you could get at pick 7, why go CMC, man? You could probably take CMC late. You could probably take him early round 3 or something. He's not dropping around 3? Well, not if you take him 7th. That's how I felt when Travis Kelce was the 3rd tight end off the board, man. It's like people don't know ball. Kelce ahead of Brock Bowers? What are they cooking, man? You drafted Mahomes? I drafted Mahomes like QB 11, man. It's literally free. I don't know when I actually got him. He's a bum this year. He's literally... Dude, my hot take, I don't think people are ready for this. You can clip this. I put 100% on this. I put my net worth on this. Biggest draft disappointment. Not necessarily bad, but the biggest delta between average draft position and result this year on the QB side is going to be Jaden Daniels. And I'm a pseudo Jaden Daniels believer. I just feel like there's a lot of situations, and you know I know ball. There's a lot of situations where a young pup comes out, his rookie season, he's solving defenses because they have no tape on him. And then year 2, all of a sudden they're like, hey guys, should we like learn how to defend against this quarterback that was offensive rookie of the year last year? There's no shot I'm taking Jaden Daniels over Jalen Hurts. Let's just put it that way. Dude, people are saying Travis Kelce is going to get he's going to be washed this year because he's going to become like a stay-at-home dad. You know that like being a stay-at-home parent is actually harder than any white collar job on the planet, and absolutely harder than being a professional National Football League player, at least a tight end. Like, dude, I'm not saying this just to farm base or like virtue signal, but like, I'm a streamer. Maybe a week before we went on vacation, I took my daughter to Science World with the mom of another kid at my daughter's school, and she's a stay-at-home mom. And like half the conversation, I was just like, you have the hardest job in the world. It's actually like, I'm so glad that I'm working, because staying at home with your kid all day, every day on summer vacation is like the unique combination of like boredom nonstop, punctuated by bouts of like extreme frustration. Like it's a mental grind, man. I would much rather be lining up, you know, with one of the best O-lines in the league, getting 6 looks a game, 48 yards and a touchdown. That seems like, and the best part is you could also come home and be like, oh, had a hard game today. Only got 3 looks, 37 yards and a touchdown. Took our team jet back from New York City. Yeah, we won. We won 31-7, but it wasn't my best game. If you have a job where you're lifting, by the way, this is Anchorman. I literally think they're trying to nut check me this week on Framed and be like, oh, so you think you're a millennial? Get every comedy from the 2000s on Picture One, and I'm gonna do it. It's been the greatest week of my life. But if you work at the mud factory, or you're in dust all day, you know, like doing HVAC or removing asbestos or something, or you know, doing plumbing at the wastewater treatment plant, you may have a harder job. But otherwise, I'm telling you, stay-at-home parent is harder than any email job, and I'll stand by that, even if I'm proven wrong. I think. Here's what I would say. I think it's actually easy to be a stay-at-home parent if you don't care about your kids. Like, if you think that it's easy, you probably, and maybe you don't have kids, so I don't feel bad saying this, but if you think it's easy, you probably would not raise like an A-plus horse in Uma Musume to put a fine point on it. Like, you could just give them the iPad and be like, yeah, then I can just do whatever I want all day. Yeah, but in like 15 years, their brain is going to be like destroyed, man. If you actually are trying to keep your kid engaged and, you know, productive with healthy activities and stuff like that, and getting them outside of the house, getting some exercise, getting some socialization and stuff like that, it's really hard. It's like being a personal assistant / chef / butler for a mentally insane celebrity. Sometimes you're arguing with them for like an hour just to get them to go to the library. You're like, you said you wanted to go to the library 2 minutes ago. Let's go. I don't want to go anymore. Anyway, this is Anchorman, the Legend of Ron Burgundy. Let's think about, what would the number one picture from this be? I think it would be Will Ferrell drinking a beer after the newscaster melee. Okay, that's him getting arrested after the zoo. That's the beer after the melee. Okay, it's not Will Ferrell, but that's the beer after the melee. I have not done my Taurus Cup. All you do in the Taurus Cup, it's just one race. I'm in the B finals. Let me show you, man. My Pokemon, let me show them to you. Remember that? Group B. If we come in first place, we get 3 titles, 6 poll tickets, 1,000 carrots, some statues, decent amount of money and support points. And it goes down a little bit, but no matter what, we're getting some gas after this. Let's just start it up, man. Even third place is fine. I'd be okay with it. And this is my squad right here. And can I tell you, it's to set this up as a 30-4-30, this is not like LeBron James and a box of scraps, okay? This is a win by committee. I've gone 5-0 in some of the B races, and every single horse has gotten a dub, okay? This is not a situation where like, oh, I'm scamming mechanics, so you got 0 stats so that it screws up all the skill activations and then my gold chip wins. This is, thank you, it's 2004 Detroit Pistons. We got Ben Wallace, and then the other guys who I forgot who were also good on the team. Rasheed Wallace, I think, was also on the team. There was one other guy who was pretty good. There were 3 good guys on the team. I remember that. Tayshaun Prince, exactly. Get ready. We got Gino and Dante. Everybody's feeling great. Where are we sitting here? Honestly, I don't even care about the predictions. Like 7-6-4 doesn't even bother me, man. Let's see who we got going on here. Let's set the tail of the tape. That's me. We got Dante, a new fan of Agnes Tachyon. With excuse me, B pluses. B pluses are not gonna cut it. I don't care what you say. Excuse me. 812 speed, 804 stam. Let's just go back. Let's take a look. Give me a second here. That's not, well, actually, it is quite a lot of power. But that versus 1176 speed and 847 power? Come on, bro. Come on. 1193 speed, 856 stam. Okay, actually, your Rudolph's looking kind of gas. 1139 and a 1002. That's looking a little scary. Oh, you got a debuffer. Okay, actually, you kind of got a lot of great horses. I think I'm fucked. Oh, shit. This is scary, man. Let's see. It doesn't matter. It's all basically the game's all RNG anyway. Here, let's get some 2 late starts. The only 2 late starts for me. It's actually good because gold chip's an end closer anyway, so we don't even care. The later her start, the better off she is, man. All right, how we doing here? 845. Not even sweating it. Mostly because the real race doesn't start. No matter how far away you see these get, once we get to the final corner, get ready, because they all compress. It's like a black hole. Pace Chaser Tachyon doing front, oh no. People will say stuff like that, and then they'll post their best horse, and it's like 600s across the board. I'm not sweating that. I'm built a little different. You weren't beholden to the same kind of constraints that I had when I was training. People will say, like, your horse is running the wrong strategy, and then they'll be like, anybody got any advice for winning the URA finals? Like, it's a sad world of LARPing we got out here. Get introduced to physiology. Okay, I need to see Gold Ship kick it into gear right here. Kick it into gear a little bit. I gotta be honest, y'all, it's looking a little staid here. It's not looking fantastic. A 645. Wait, the Gold Ship on the outside though. Making a play, getting into second. Getting a little straightaway acceleration to pull into first, and then getting a home stretch haste. Oh, but then they got another skill as well. It's a battle, man. It's a battle for second. Because I own you, little bro. I literally own you. Sorry, kid. Maybe get a little bit. See if mom can bust out the Amex Platinum next time. Because clearly the Amex Cobalt wasn't doing it. Free to play, by the way. Free to play. Nice evil nature. Enjoy having no titles, because for some reason, if you come in first, you get all the titles. Oh! Oh! First in the world? Is that good? Is it good when you're the best player in the world? Nice evil nature, by the way. How much time did you burn on Google Books reading about how to play this game? Oh, I think, should we claim it? Should we claim it? I think we should claim it, man. If you want him. Come and claim him. And then we get to do some polls, man. I need support cards. Do not tell me to wait for a banner. I don't know what the hell that means. Let me see some rainbows. Bookended golds is guaranteed rainbow. Okay, good poll. Nobody cares. Oh, somebody cares? I don't even know if this is good. Chad, is this good? Blue. Blue. Oh! No comment. What the hell? This is crazy, man. Glue, glue, upgrade, glue. Any of these good? Any of these good? Guys, any of these good? Guess we got one new one. Cancel that, okay. Pretty much all ass. That's all right, that's all right. At least they're golden, man. Gonna be golden. And then we got, we had 3 of these, right? Because we're the GOAT, we're the best to ever do it. A silver. Okay, let's scout again on that one. Just once to see the director come out would be crazy. What are we cooking on here? What do you got for me? Silver? That's pretty good. I think I should get my opponent's horses for beating them in the Taurus Cup. Like, we're racing for pink slips, man. What the hell? What is this scam? Scammed. Scout again. Scammed. That's just an insult to me. Yes! Actually, that's really good. We already have this maxed out, I think. Okay, NL, since you're playing Anime Girl Horse Racing, I'm out. See you later. Okay, goodbye. Is he gone? It's time for the dulls. Guys, Rage can't be king anymore. I know, dudes. He's encroaching on my decrees. He could be a duke, a kick-ass duke, or the leader formerly known as king. Super Creek fandom get in here. Did they have to... Every time the rainbow training image pops up, I laugh, man. They didn't... The sheer size of her bust, combined with the way they modeled the sweater, combined with the strap going like between the breasts is crazy, man. It's like... It's insane what they were doing with that card. That is Edie Falco and Benedict Cumberbatch. That's a given. We're so back. That's the easiest pick of my life. Tony, we're living like there's an alien among us. Come to the PNENL. I work there. You guys got a branding problem. Can I tell you that? I've lived in Vancouver for 12 years. Only found out last year that the PNE and Playland are two different things. My wife says, I'm going to take our daughter to the PNE. I'm like, oh, I don't even know if she's going to be able to ride any of the roller coasters. Turns out, instead of roller coasters, there's a bunch of dogs doing agility courses. If I'd known that, I would have taken the day off. How? No disrespect. I'm not fucking with Hastings Sunrise. It smells like a chicken fat rendering plant down there, because that's where the chicken rendering fat plant is. One day I'll get there. Also, she told me that it's always a hassle to drive to the PNE because, like, as you drive there, the parking gets really limited. But then people that live in the neighborhood, like, sit on lawn chairs at the edge of the street and will, like, sell you the parking spot in front of their house for $10, which is insane in a Western first world country. That's crazy, man. That you, like, I've got to barter for a parking spot because it's a public street. Like, you could literally just park there, but no one's going to be like, I'm just going to move the coins or whatever. Or the cones, I should say. Happens all the time near college stadiums. Man. They sell their parking spots for Tiger Cats games? For the CFL? I would, like, pay extra money for a TSN that didn't broadcast the CFL, man, so I could actually see some sports I care about. No disrespect to my country, but went to the White Spot 3 times during the 2 weeks I was out this month. Burger and fish were hits. The broccoli cheese dish was a miss. That's, I'll tell you, totally fair. A lot of people like the White Spot burger. I've never had it, but Kate really likes it. I have the fish and chips from time to time, considering that shit comes in a big box from Cisco. The fish and chips at the White Spot is pretty good. Surprisingly not bad. I have had some horrible stuff at the White Spot, though. Do not get the White Spot hot chicken sandwich. It's a disaster. It's just batter. There's like one little chicken nugget size thing surrounded by batter. And I know it sounds good. It is bad. The all-day breakfast kind of hits, though. I mean, true, false, yes, no. Literally, they're atoning for yesterday because yesterday was impossible. Today is the easiest. This isn't even like a puzzle. This is just like connect the shapes. Yes, no, true, false. Answers to binary questions. Bottled, still, tap, sparkling. Water options at a British restaurant. I'm sorry, the UK, you got a lot to learn. Or maybe you got a lot to teach us. When I say I want still water, that means I want tap water. It doesn't mean I want a glass bottle of tap water that's been filtered once. Sin charges £4.90. £4.90 for the Harrogate glass bottle of water. Ask for tap then. Listen, in North America, And they say, do you want water, still or sparkling? If you say sparkling, they bring out the San Pellegrino. If you say still or flat, they give you a glass of tap water. Because you would have to be stupid to pay money for still water. Like, that's like an idiot tax. And I got dinged with it like 5 times. Also, you know what else you have to learn? People said NL doesn't know about the sugar tax. Oh, NL, Diet Coke is so expensive in the UK because of the sugar tax. What sugar? It's sugar-free. It's non-habit forming. They don't know what they're talking about, man. They don't know what they're doing. It's zero sugar. It says zero sugar on the damn can. It sounds like it's got a lot of sugar. There's no sugar at all, Dewey. It doesn't sound like it's sweet. It's the sweetest beverage they've ever made. It sounds like it's bad for you. It's never been proven to have deleterious health effects. It must be expensive. You can get 12 cans of it for $3.99. Yeah, Googling terminal illness is crazy. It's when you're sure you have something that's going to kill you, but you don't know what it is yet. So, me at the terminal illness store, just browsing, thanks. I'll let you know if I need help. I think that the Xbox 360 gets searched less than vampires, to be honest with you. Okay, we take those. I watched this movie. I watched the first 2/3 of this movie. It's really bad. It will have a lower rating. Why? Because it was back in the era where it would be like, oh, has anything ever been like more 2018 than this? Whoa, new movie on Netflix with the guy from Game of Thrones? I gotta see that. How could it not be good, man? We were literally all fucking psyoped for about 5 years straight. It was crazy. What the hell were we doing, man? Okay, Whiplash is going to be in the top 250. There's no doubt about it, and it should be. Movie about the greatest teacher of all time. I'm going to say Whiplash probably mogs Digimon the movie, but don't let my wife hear me say that. I don't think I've ever seen Digimon the movie either. I think Whiplash is going to be over The Pianist. I think the average IMDb user is going to say long and boring. Okay, we'll take those. What the fuck did Splash do to the more or less developer, man? Dark Phoenix is going to be way down there. It's still crazy that they made a bad movie in X3, The Last Stand, and then they ran it back. They remade it like 20 years later, and it might even be worse, which is crazy. Turning Red was so good. I know, man. They gotta get my goat Domi Shi off of this fucking Elio shit. Pixar, what's going on with this directing by committee stuff, okay? There used to be one director, and the movies were good. And now every Pixar movie has 4 directors, and the movies are mid. What's happening? Give them back to one person so they can have like a singular vision instead of this directing by committee stuff. Give it to Brad Bird? Well, I don't know. I don't know what he did. I know he did something. I don't know what he did. So I'm not comfortable saying bring him back. But it couldn't have been that bad. Apple TV had him do a movie for them, right? So it couldn't have been that bad. Oh, that was John Lasseter. My bad. Sorry, Brad Bird. That's why when I said I don't know what Brad Bird did, everyone started typing The Incredibles. I thought he got accused of some impropriety. King of Falafel asks, hey NL, what's the best Lebanese in Vancouver? And is it still Nuba? No. I apologize if the Nuba restaurant group ownership hears me say this. I think Nuba's coasting on having been one of the first Lebanese restaurants in the city and having expanded. They have a good brunch, but the food is not up to 2025 Lebanese North African food standards, okay? I guess it's not North African. It's like Mediterranean, but still. It's the problem that I have with Nuba, and I think it's just like, I apologize if this is wrong, okay? But the pita tastes like they bought it at Costco. They're not making their own pita, in my opinion. It tastes like grocery store flatbread. I doubt your commitment to providing the citizens of Vancouver with great Lebanese food if you're not willing to go through the rigmarole to make your own pita. Even some of the donair shops are making their own pita, man. Some of the Greek restaurants that 90% of their business is like pizza, they're making their own pita. And you can't make your own pita? If you are making your own pita at Nuba, I apologize for being wrong, but your pita tastes like it was cooked in a factory kitchen and then shipped to No Frills. So you got to do something with the recipe, okay? Now, that being said, Nuba can be a nice place to get a brunch, don't get me wrong. But I think they're coasting on inertia. Why are you bashing Nuba? We have better options now. That's the thing, is you got to, they're coasting on, you know, in the year 2010, you could be like, oh, Nuba, that's amazing. No other restaurant has cauliflower. Okay? We've come a long way since then. What's your favorite then? I don't know. I mostly just go to Nuba. Mexico is like big as fuck. But also, it's hard being in the group of death. Your country might be like big in a global sense, but like, sorry, you're in the same bracket as Canada and the USA. Tough luck, buddy. Tough luck. Yeah, maybe. Maybe next year. You guys are going to be scary next year. Yeah. Okay, no. Oh, 13th biggest country, huh? 13th biggest country. 13th biggest country in the world. That's cute. That's cute. Canada's basically irrelevant next to Mexico. Okay. Flip it or rip it. Pack one, pick one. I was going to say City of God, but I think that's from Brazil. The collected works of Pedro Almodovar versus Austin Powers 2, The Spy Who Shagged Me. Which one you taking? I know where I'm going. I know where my allegiance lies. It's Austin by a mile. You're goddamn right. Are you Curacao? I think Curacao is less like... Oh, we're in there. Trinidad and Tobago. Zeroing in. You're some shit. You're going to be, you're going to have a similar name to another island, but it's a different island. You know what I'm talking about? Like, you're not going to be the Bahamas. You're going to be like Bimini or something like that. You're probably St. Kitts and Nevis. That's Haiti. Okay, so Haiti is the west part of the island that also has the Dominican Republic. But this is a misleading image, man. Because this looks like a hitman map. This looks like where a hitman map would take place. I think this is just Haiti. This literally looks like a man-made island in like the UAE. This looks like they built it to look like a palm frond from outer space, okay? What they should have done is put the other half of the island and then like grade it out or something like that. And then I would have been like, oh, it's Haiti. It's the easiest thing in the world. But instead, this is just not right, man. I think I'm going to send in a request. They don't show Mexico when you see the US? Yeah, but you'd be like, you'd look at it and go, that's Mexico. You wouldn't have to see the US there. Because if you're smart, you would be like, that's Mexico. This one, like, who's to say? Warner Brothers, 72 milli. Jeff Goldblum, 2001. This is a weird one. And a lizard, I need some help here. When a professor develops a vaccine that eliminates human allergies to dogs, he unwittingly upsets the fragile balance of... Oh, it's cats and dogs. It's cats and dogs, of course. I've never seen Cats and Dogs, but I did have a friend. It was the same friend who was obsessed with Doom 3, like 6 years later or 4 years later, and would talk about Doom 3 all lunchtime, every lunchtime. He was also obsessed with cats and dogs. When he saw it, he came back to school like for the 8th grade, and he was like, yo, have you guys seen Cats versus Dogs? Come here. Have you guys seen Cats and Dogs? He had special interests. I know I've said it 20 times. They knocked it out of the park on this poster. Just something that they were angling for the Criterion Collection with the marketing for this movie 100%. Okay, I haven't seen it yet. But I give Celine Song gets a bubble shield because of past lives. So I don't care how bad it is or how good it is. I'll give it a try. I just need to wait till my kid's like 14 and doesn't want me to look at her iPad every 2 seconds again. Okay, Trouble with the Curve. I don't know. All I know is Clint Eastwood's in that. Now, we got to get to Swankie, so give me a second here. Yeah, it's Pedro Pascal to Eddington. Didn't we do this yesterday? I'm like, can I... Isn't there an easy Emma to Francis? I got to try to get there without using Burn After Reading, man. Burn After Reading is like, it's too easy. How about Superbad, Jonah Hill, to Moneyball, to Brad Pitt, to Moneyball, because I'm gonna skip Burn After Reading, which means I'm gonna tech into Philip Seymour Hoffman here. So I'm gonna go Lebowski, Buscemi, McDormand. This was all just to skip Burn After Reading. McDormand takes us to Nomadland, of course, which then takes us to Swankie. We'll skip Linda May this time. We take David out, scroll down to any movie he's ever been in. How about Godzilla? Now we're trying to get to Clint Eastwood, man. Clint Eastwood, of course, makes me think of Space Cowboys, which has Donald Sutherland in it, and Tommy Lee Jones. But Tommy Lee Jones, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Train, the Bullet Train movie, Brad Pitt, Ad Astra, Tommy Lee Jones, Space Cowboys, Clint Eastwood, Trouble with the Curve. Time me. That was a lot of links, but very fast. A lot of links, but very, very fast. What the fuck was that? I was like, Tommy Lee Jones hasn't been in any movies. And then I said, wrong, bitch. She's been in one movie, Ad Astra.
Frankly, a adverb meaning in a gel. A noun meaning a...
That just brought back a way old memory, man, of, frankly, Mr. Hanky, this possession I've held, it stains my drain and it corrodes my bowl. I forgot, oh, we did like a whole fucking poo-themed, frankly, Mr. Shankly, man. I forgot. It stains my drain and it corrodes my bowl. Smith's posting is cringe. It's more cringe to not listen to them just because Morrissey sucks. I mean, The Queen is Dead is a hell of an album. Are we ready to say that Queen Elizabeth II might have been that bitch? Morrissey broke into the palace with a sponge and a rusty spanner. What did she say? Get out? No. Security? No. She said, I know you and you cannot motherfucking sing. Not to be outdone, Morrissey says, that's nothing, you should hear me play piano. They were fucking going at it, man. They were going at it. Has the world changed or have I changed?
Whelp.
Shut up and put your shirt back on, Morrissey. There's kids in the audience.
Whelp. A noun meaning any
Whelp.
of the...
This charming man's still kind of a bop. I mean, he's a great songwriter. I'm not trying to give him any more credit than he deserves. In fact, it's hard just to give him as much credit as he deserves. He's got some fucking lines, man. I was looking for a job and then I got a job and heaven knows I'm miserable now. In like one sentence with 2 commas, dude summed up he summed it all up right there. But like, when he's like, what she asked of me at the end of the day, Caligula would have blushed. Come on, man. Just fucking stiff upper lip, get the job done, and then go back to being depressed. I just think he's protesting too much. I don't know.
Farfalla. A noun meaning butterfly-shaped...
That's right. It's a bow tie pasta.
Putsch. A noun meaning a secretly... Apoplexy. A noun meaning stroke.
Are they even going to like try to trip me up today?
Glaswegian. A
Nope.
geographical name...
Okay, we run this town. There's some good words in there. I don't know if there's any hard words in there, really. Transmissibility might be the hardest one just because of the I versus A conundrum. But it's also fucked up that the dude says, I know it's over, like 3 seconds into the song. There's like 9 minutes of song left. It's not even close to being over, bro. It just started. You wrote the song. Like, what are you talking about? He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. You know what? Maybe you guys are right. Maybe the Smiths are bad. Now that I think about it. Kartoffelkosla? Kartoffelklosa? Or Frankenburger Bracknadel? Oh, shit, dude. I know, it's like everyone's laughing except the people that are from Germany who are like, I don't get why it's funny. Is it funny because it like doesn't look good? I'll meet you in the middle. It's funny because in English, the words Frankenburger brat canodal sound really, really funny. Like, because a Frankenburger is kind of like a real thing. Like, if a burger became so big that it looked monstrous, you might call it a Frankenburger. Saw a pint bottle of Coke selling for €6 in the Munich airport. We really are getting gouged for soft drinks over here. Haters will say that the airport is not a good judge of the consumer price index, but you're getting screwed. You're getting screwed on soda. And the worst part is, like sheep, you think that you're being treated fairly. That's the worst part. Is you're like, no, we don't even want free refills over here. We don't even want fountain beverages. I'd rather pay £4.20 for a Coke Zero that's 200 milliliters. 200 milliliters? Just stop drinking Coke Zero. Oh, go have another cigarette. You know how many people I saw walking by St. Paul's Cathedral that were puffing on Elf bars and looking at people with bad BBLs make fucked up donuts on Instagram reels on their phone? You need a leader, is what I'm trying to say. You need someone to lead you. I'll just do it till you get free refills, then I'll fuck off. Hearing this from NA is so funny. How many abs you got? How many visible abs you got? Don't lie. I know how you do it over there. Don't lie. Mile time, photo of your face, how many visible abs you got? I will say, on average, people in Europe looked healthier than they do in North America. But that's broad. If you want to go fucking 1v1, it's mile time, ab off, or give me your blood work. I need to see a complete profile of your blood work. Because we got some busted stuff over here, but you got some busted stuff over there. Broadly, I go you. 1v1, you're going to have to post up, okay? Because you don't get the credit. You don't get the credit for the whole continent. Nothing at all, okay? Sad. There's actually like thousands of people typing saying you can't say that. I just did. Scrandal. It's Scrandal. Let's see what you got going on there. Let's see all the healthy food they're eating over in Europe. Mate, that's only a football game. That's only 4 times weekly. That's only thrice fortnightly, mate. Rest of the time, we're eating a pint of piss. 2 pork and cheese pupusas that don't look very good versus salt and pepper chips that begrudgingly, I must admit, I think look pretty good. Currywurst doesn't lose. Ah! I'm okay. Sunday dinner in a Yorkshire pudding. I'm sick of... I don't have a team in the Premier League that I support, but I have a team that I hate, and it's Brighton and Hove Albion. I don't know if they're even still in the top flight, okay? But every single picture of the food not being the real food, but being a posed version of the food that will never exist in vivo is pissing me off. You just made the list. Chat, how is Brighton and Hove Albion expected to do this year? Mid-table? Nah, they're getting relegated. I'm putting the curse on you. You just got hexed. Enjoy playing against Rob Mack's team in the fucking League One or whatever it's called. League One, the second league. Don't even get me started. Anyone voting for this is an enemy of the human species. The infomercial line, but wait, there's more. That was popularized by Cutco. Finally, oh, never mind. Slicing a tin can in half was the as seen on TV party trick of what Japanese knife? The Ginsu? The Ginsu, okay. I always remember there's this YouTube video of Ronco infomercials where they would do trying to think of how to explain it. They would have a guy try to sell you a kitchen gadget, and then they would interview people in the audience who I'm assuming had to be paid. But there was like a rotisserie. Like they were trying to get people to make their own rotisserie chicken in their house. And then they went into the audience, and the guy was like, using this, I lost the 10 hardest pounds of my life. And everyone clapped. And then the interviewer goes, and how hard was it? And he goes, it was easy. I think about that moment all the time.
How much weight did you lose?
I lost 10 of the hardest pounds in the world.
How difficult was it with the Showtime rotisserie?
It wasn't hard at all. I didn't even realize I was losing it. I just had fun eating the food and cooking in it.
It's so good. I also think about how stupid you have to be to think that it's real and that somebody was such a big fan of the rotisserie gadget that they bought that they were like, I'm going to fly to Los Angeles and sit in the studio audience while they sell more of these gadgets. That's crazy. If that person is real, that's insane. Oh, I've seen, if I had to guess, I think I have seen all infomercial fail videos from pre-2010. Guy who falls off the ladder while they're selling ladders.
Oh, now what
And
do you use it for, Renee?
everybody wants this ladder. I live in an apartment with vaulted ceilings. Uh-oh.
Okay, we're going to make sure that Chris is okay.
And that has never happened.
Guy who like slices the katana into the table a few times and then the tip of the katana breaks off and stabs him in the chest.
1101 1816 is the item number on this one. And the nice thing about these practice katanas, oh, that hurt. Oh, that hurt big time. A piece of that the tip just got me, Odell. Oh, that got me good.
You all right?
A piece of that tip just got me. Oh,
folks, right now, we may need emergency surgery in the studio.
He goes, oh, it just got me. Just got me, Odell. This is I'm locked in. Sort these songs by release date. Earliest release date is kind of tough. I think it's Creep, and then it's Kiss from a Rose, then it's Wannabe, then it's Livin' La Vida Loca, then it's Get This Party Started. Time? It's actually OP if you were alive for all these. Kiss from a Rose clears all those songs. What's crazy is it actually does. I was about to say you don't know what you're talking about, but it definitely, the worst song on the, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's make some enemies. You already know I'm not fucking with Pink. The worst song here is Get This Party Started by Pink. If you listen to that and you're an adult, congratulations, you're normal. But like, grow up. The second worst song, I love Mariah Carey's 90s catalog. I'm not that into the 2000s Mariah, to be honest. We Belong Together is like, it's okay. Who's gonna mess with me when you're gonna boom? Oh, baby, baby. I'm more of like a You Got Me Feeling Emotions fantasy type guy. I mean, I personally think Livin' La Vida Loca is kind of a joke. I'd put that in fourth, I guess. And then I would probably go Wannabe by the Spice Girls third. I don't think the song is that good, but it's really hard to ignore how colossal it was when it came out. It's when the monoculture was still real. And then I'd go Creep number 2. I still think Creep is a good song, man. And that's Kiss from a Rose number 1. That's how I feel about that. But it's one thing's for sure. I'm confident of two things. Kiss from a Rose first and Pink last. And everything else, you could shuffle that. We could still be friends. Which voted more for Biden in the 2020 election? It's actually a surprisingly interesting question. Because we have Texas versus New York. The heuristic is obviously New York. But this is Dallas, Texas. Urban environments, even in red states, tend to vote more blue, obviously, than the surrounding rural areas. And they've carved out every part of New York where people live except for Watertown, which is a classic little day trip from Kingston up till about 5 months ago. I still got to go New York. Oh! Dog, it's upstate New York. Americans love saying shit like that. Duh, it's upstate New York. Buddy, no one outside of New York knows what the fuck you're talking about. Not even the rest of your own country knows what the stereotype you're talking about is. Only other people from New York consider that to be common sense. It's pretty well known. Yeah, in Ithaca, higher percentage of people who have a commute time under 15 minutes. Columbus, whatever. What am I talking about? Columbus took a boat across the Atlantic Ocean. I might be stupid. Even people from Toronto know. They don't know anything about upstate New York. They only know their bed and their mama. I'm sorry. College Station, bro. If you thought I could only turn the lens of malevolence towards the United Kingdom, you've gotten soft over the last 2 weeks. Don't even get me started. People traveling to the United Kingdom. What should I pack? How about 8 T-shirts that have the same college football mascot on them? No. I don't want. They might think it's too fancy. I don't want to dress fancy. Pack my comfy clothes. Bring my nice pajamas. Jason Kelsey asked Reddit to fix his golf swing. It didn't work. Why are you talking like Alan, though? Jason Kelsey asked Reddit to fix his golf swing. It didn't work. Bro, you're talking like Alan. Has anyone ever told you that you sound like Alan? Who? The AI? Yes, the wake up, you beautiful bastards AI voice. Good morning, you uncromulent fuck crustables. Pour yourself a cup of badass fuel, because you're going to suck the day's dick and spit the cum on all your haters. I'm a little lax on my Alan lately, but I also know it because that's like my dad's favorite genre of media is like, stop me if you've heard this before, but I keep saying it because it's really sad to me that he could be reading books, but hey, you know, he's a grown man. He can watch whatever he wants with his life, but his favorite genre of video is like AI voices narrating like dumb ways that criminals got caught. This stupid criminal thought he could get away with robbing a 7-Eleven until he didn't know that it's always like the cashier has a gun or something like that. And then he's watching it and he's going like, look at this. Look at this idiot. Hello, honey. Oh, sorry. I thought that was my daughter. I don't think it's my daughter. I think it's R2-D2. I think it's the robot known as R2-D2. Sorry, the droid. Here, you can stand right here. Hello, R2-D2. Welcome to the show. R2! You're not supposed to go down the stairs as a robot, R2. I thought me and the princess told you many times. Your robot body makes going down the stairs quite dangerous. R2! Is that funny? Ice. Cold. Skillet gnocchi. Nothing on skillet gnocchi? How are you enjoying your robot day today, R2-D2? I forgot you have to speak robot. Beep. You probably don't understand what I'm even saying right now. Beep. That's right. Beep. You want to make sure you're in the picture?
You're taking up space.
I'm taking all this space. I'm out of the frame.
That's what you.
I'm not even in the frame anymore.
That's what you do.
Oh my gosh. Look at this beautiful shot. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Off the back wall. No!
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Is that funny to you when your dad experiences anguish like that? Watch this. Oh my gosh. Now we're talking. Watch this. No! 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 Okay, one last chance. Oh! I can do this. Oh no. Oh no. Perfect. Perfect. There's no way this could go wrong. Oh my God. What do you think? Is this the one?
No.
Oh! We made it. Yee-hoo, yee-hoo. Yippee! Chicken Golfy. Don't fart on my hands. R2-D2 doesn't fart in the movies. I don't know. I haven't seen Rise of the Skywalker. He might fart in that one. You want to help me? Okay. What angle do you think this is?
Yeah. Diagonal.
Diagonal? What do you think this angle is? You think you got it all figured out, huh? What angle do you think that is? You're probably going to say something like 147.
140, Daddy.
140, Daddy. I don't think you can sit on my lap in this R2-D2 costume.
Come on, I can't.
You can't bend your knees.
I can't. I can't. I can't. I can't.
I have to get to my keyboard. Please, I have to get to my keyboard.
Dad, I'm gonna swim up, please. Yes.
I think this might be 163. Boiling. 161. Boiling. 159. Hot! I did 169 instead of 159. I ruined my chance. I think it's 159. Oh, 160. We would have had it. We would have had it.
160. 160.
106. Guy, if he was not that good at darts. 160. You know what was fun about watching darts is when one of the pros royally screws up a shot and then the dude doing the announcing has to do a bunch of math really quick instead of just saying 180. And he has to go like 113. You just spit all over my face. You look like you're going to say something into the microphone, but then you're not saying anything. Just say chicken jockey. Just say chicken jockey. Chicken jockey. Or you could tell a joke. What's a librarian's favorite food? What do you think? You're not going to say anything? You can say it in like Robo-Ease or whatever.
You say it.
What's a librarian's favorite food? Shish kebab. I get it. They're always telling you to shh. Wait here. Please don't bring an iPad playing K-pop Demon Hunter songs downstairs. You're going to get me in trouble with Sony Pictures. Those songs are big right now. Yes, honey. Oh, no. No, you can't play K-pop Demon Hunters on my stream. It's going to get me in trouble. You can't, I can hear it. You can't play that. At least it's how it's done. That one might be a little bit like less litigious right now. Holy cow, she's crazy. You guys can't hear that, right? All right. We solved it. But did she have to switch to the sad song when I told her she had to go up? She is kind of like Bumblebee. I never thought about it that way. She's kind of like Bumblebee. North Korean male actors who are also writers, who are also people, who are also... okay. Children of presidents. This is Kim Jong-il. I haven't seen any of his movies. Are they any good? Letterbox Nick, are you in chat? Have you seen any of Kim Jong-il's stuff? It's crazy that I was so scared of this guy when I lived in South Korea. Maybe that's actually rational. Magresta, you're pretty heartless for banning that person that came in here asking for money. So much for the tolerant left. I thought y'all were supposed to be the nice ones. Now all of a sudden, somebody comes in here, oh, I need some help, I need some help. Yeah, they typed it suspiciously fast. They typed, I need $3 for food suspiciously fast, maybe 45 times in a row. And also, I think they also typed it last month, which means, I mean, they might just be back again next month. The robot might be back again next month. What? You know what, though? The crazy thing is that it's probably somebody that's trying to start a business. But the real business is going to be selling Substack courses for how to make money. And how to make money is to create a Twitch bot asking for $3 in Twitch chats. Might work, man. Might work. I saw them type the same thing in someone else's chat like 3 days ago. Damn, how hungry are they? Joey Chestnut, you just ate. Holy cow. I'm not going to give you any money. You'll probably just spend it on food. I got it in one. Okay, Kim Jong-il. Could you be more specific? Are you My Sharona by the Knack? Ah, yeah. It's the Sultans of Swing. My dad loves this song. All dads love this song. Or as I call it, the Muslim Monarchs of Groove. This is too close to the original, man. Oh shit, Mark Knopfler in the DMs. I don't know if you've ever been to the Tower of London, but they're weirdly defensive about their reputation for torturing people there. Like 2% of the museum talks about torture at all, and they have like a sign on the wall that's like, despite its reputation, there's only like 80 confirmed cases of torture that have ever happened at the Tower of London. Plus, they were people that were accused of very serious crimes, like murder. It's like they're insulting you. They're judging you for going to the torture museum and being like, where's all the stuff about torture? Don't they show off the torture equipment? No, man, they have like, they have one rack and manacles, and that's it. Pansexual Tower of London that keeps you chained up in bionicles. You know what I'm talking about? Trip was worth it just for that, though. And when I saw the rack, you already know what I thought. Damn! No, you know what I actually thought, though, is what everyone thinks past a certain age, which is, I bet that shit felt good as fuck for like a minute. And then after that, obviously you were in a lot of pain. But for the first couple turns of the wheel, I bet it felt so fucking good. I cannot stand talking, and I cannot stand loud music. I play loud music, and I don't want to be next to a kid. We're so close. It's just you that want... So you can't be there. You can be here. Everybody's happy. Look at that. r/childfree. When the public is on public transportation... You know what would be great? Seats on the bus/subway tier list. I'm a believer, like if I'm getting on this bus, I'm a stander, like probably 80% of the time. If it's a short trip, man, oh man, though, I would love to be sitting right here. I think this would be primo. And I'll tell you, you might not believe me, but well, actually, you should believe me if you've watched the stream for any length of time. I follow the rules in public, as long as the rules make sense. So I sit like this. I leave the extra space for somebody else to get in there. I don't do the thing where I'm like, I leave one seat open, but they're going to have to like ask me to move to get to the window seat, which means that there's like a 99% chance that that seat's always going to be free. I don't do that. I slide over. It's much more ethical to ask them to move so you can get out when you have to get off than it is to like pseudo block the seat. Also, every time I'm sitting down on the bus, I'm praying, and this is reprehensible. I'm praying an old person or like a single mom with 4 kids gets on so I can get the privilege of giving up my seat and everyone on the bus clapping and cheering and applauding, having them go, Are you sure? No, I couldn't put, and I'm like, come on, I insist. Please, I sit down all day. You go ahead, you take it. You're a hero, you're keeping the society turning. Go ahead. All right, we got a Ricky comment. I'm up at the front, screaming and trying to hit the driver moments before getting my ass beat in a viral TikTok. Cut that loud mess out. Remember the video, must have, I don't know, somewhere between 2 and 10 years ago, of the dude who makes like a cocoon on the bus? Like he hangs his sleeping bag in between 2 handles and then like gets inside of it and is like sleeping in the cocoon? I can't believe there's people in chat defending the backpack seaters, by the way. The only place it's acceptable to put a bag on a chair is the gate at the airport, because there's just no other place to put that shit. You got 3 suitcases, 2 backpacks. You gotta put that shit somewhere. It would actually be worse if you put it on the floor. On the bus, though, but then I mean, you show me the incentives, I'll show you the outcomes. The problem is that there's no other place to put your backpack, man. You could wear it on the front of you, but that's like Goofy style. It makes you look like you're 8 years old. There's like, you're not gonna put any shit in like an overhead rack on public transportation. You're never gonna see it again. Are they ever gonna make trains big enough to hold suitcases, by the way? I apologize, it's another traveling bit, but I get that there's a limited amount of space on the train, but everybody on the train has got a suitcase. They're all just kind of, some of them fit in the overheads, but the rest of them are just kind of rattling around the trains, man. In Japan, don't glaze at Japan too much. They have like 3 spots to put suitcases. And usually it's only North Americans like me that have a suitcase. I guess all the people that are using the train in Japan that are Japanese have mastered the art of minimalism and also folding all their shit up into such an incredibly small physical profile that they can just put it in a backpack. But this is so much like what it's like to go out at a convention with like 8 people and try to find a restaurant. I know that we're playing the hits here, but like the shit that pisses me off. Not to be rude, because a lot of people have to learn something about a group dynamic, okay? If you are going out to eat with just you and your partner, or you and one friend, or a group of 4, you can have a non-negotiable deal breaker. You can force one preference. You can say, I'll do anything as long as it's under $15. You can say that. You can say, as long as they have some vegetarian stuff on the menu. No problem. You can say, I'm really feeling something Asian tonight. That's no problem. Once you get past 4 people, you can't do that. You have to be reasonable, because it's like it's like 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. If you have 4 deal breakers and you multiply them together, there's 2 restaurants that still fit, but at least there's 2 restaurants. If you have 5, there are no restaurants that work anymore. So some people have to get to the point where they're going to have, some of their deal breakers are going to not be breaking the deal. Because I found myself in this situation many times. You're walking around in a city you don't know that well. You're looking at a menu. You see something on the menu that looks fucking delectable. But then the first person to talk says something like, you think we should try someplace else? And then you're walking around, you're combing the block, man. You're spinning the block just trying to find a place to get a lunch or something like that. It's too much. We just let the picky guy in our group choose. Yep. Swiss Chalet again, huh? I don't think you know what spinning the block means. Yeah, spinning the block. When you walk around the block trying to come up with the restaurant to go to. They love to shoot down an idea when you're on Google Maps. Dude, you're telling me. Or when your buddy says you choose and then you suggest something and they go, anything but that. When they say, I don't really care, just name a place. And then you name a place and they're like, I'm not really feeling that one. And you're like, motherfucker. Ricky, I'm not trying to get in trouble, okay? I'm not trying to get in trouble. Then I suggested Taylor's, the place I knew my buddy wanted to go anyway. I'm hungry. Okay, I have a burger. You have the fries. This is so, and this might be gay coded as well. I just wouldn't know. But this is so heterosexual date coded. Him burger, hers fries, 100%, man. Or more likely, he ordered a burger and fries. She said that she didn't want anything, but then she eats 50% of the fries. And you just got to take it. You just got to tank, because what are you going to do? Be like, those are my fries? You know, the only thing I miss about not being on social media is peak social media content, which is when somebody posts a picture that is like a sandwich with 4 bites taken out of it, and then they have like labeled A through F the next potential bite spots, and people argue over which bite is next. It's engagement bait? Yeah, but it's good engagement bait. And I think the first bite of a sandwich, if it's not cut diagonally, I'm a front left corner. Then I'm a front right corner. And then the third bite of the sandwich is the best. The peninsular bite that is left over after you've bitten the first 2 corners, the third bite of the sandwich is the best bite. I'm willing to say that. Is this rage bait? This is true. I mathematically proved it. QED. I put the 3 dots at the end. I do it typewriter style, like corn on the cob style. Like that. I eat all the edges. You might be the original Night Stalker, man. When are you going to run out of things to talk about? I think it happened to like... I always forget. It happened probably in 2016. And then every time I stream long enough, I forget that it happened. And then I go away. And when I come back, I'm like, I'm out of shit to talk about. But after like a week, I forget that I forgot about shit to talk about. So I talk about the shit that I've talked about already again. But I'm still in the part of returning where I'm like, this shit is not real. This doesn't make any sense. And a 5-hour stream feels long as fuck. It feels insanely long right now. Like when I finished the dolls, I was like, oh, work's over. And I was like, what? It's 11 a.m.? I know, that's the thing. It's short. It's incredibly short. Would you ever open a restaurant? I don't think so. But I think it's a bad business idea, but the aura and the vibes would be crazy. Being the owner of a restaurant, if you took away like the financial stress that is always hanging over your head, probably feels awesome as fuck, man. I'm starting to feel like I'm making a bit of a name for myself in my local community. We were away for 2 weeks. We came back jet-lagged as fuck at the coffee shop as it opened, like an alcoholic. Waiting, hands shaking, waiting for them to like put the key in the doorknob and like open the coffee shop, which is psychotic. And then when I got to the front, which was immediately, because I was waiting for them to open, the barista said, she looked at me and she said, iced Americano. And I said, yes, but internally I went, yeah, I'm a regular, man. I think it's the first time maybe the first time since college, I've been a regular somewhere. What's crazy though is that I was kind of like, I was drinking a lot of flat whites in the UK and I was like, maybe I'll have a flat white today. But then she said, iced coffee? And I went, that's all out the window. I'm Mr. Iced Coffee now. Or iced Americano. Just order another coffee. It's like $1. Can I say something about coffee shops? I guess apparently I have a bone to pick between every single level we do. You're not slick. We don't sell iced coffee here. You can get an iced Americano. I know why you. What do you mean you don't? You sell drip coffee, but you don't sell iced coffee? What the hell are you talking about? You sell iced. You got coffee. You got ice. You know why you don't sell iced coffee? Because iced coffee, $3.99. Iced Americano, $5.39. £4.20. Are you daft? And it's indignity like that leads me to making 4 cups of coffee in my hotel room at 8 p.m., putting all 4 cups in the fridge, and then drinking them as soon as I wake up at 4:45 a.m. on vacation, okay? And I'll keep to it. I'll debase myself. I'll go to the front desk every night and say, just hoping to get some more coffee pods. How many do you want? Just take 4. 4 should be good for now. You have a stereotype for black coffee drinkers? I think that any stereotype, first off, I am one, but any stereotype that used to exist for black coffee drinkers is now gone. Because I feel like most people are drinking their coffee black these days. Most people are trying to limit their extra sugar intake, and they're taking their coffee with maybe a little bit of milk, You ever been to Starbucks? Yeah, but I thought we were talking about like a store that sells coffee, not milkshakes. I will say on vacation, I put sugar in my coffee because it just feels like it's a free mood buff to kind of like, because the position I start with, and it's kind of insane, I'll admit, but just work with me for a second. Let's start with base principles. Human beings are they're great at normalizing to their environment, to what they're exposed to often, which means if you're constantly exposed to shit that sucks, you stop realizing how much it sucks and it just becomes normal. And if you're constantly exposed to shit that's good, you start to take it for granted because you're like, this isn't good anymore. This is just the basic, right? So keep the coffee not amazingly delicious at home because it tastes the same in my brain as good coffee would taste after a while. But then when I go on vacation, I add some sugar, maybe some oat milk or some cream or some half and half to the coffee. And I go, damn, this coffee is good as fuck. And it's like a free mood buff for the rest of vacation. It's a free lunch, essentially. And then when I go home, I have one day where I'm like, oh, the coffee's like not as good as it was when I was on vacation. And then the next day, I'm like, oh, coffee time. It's normal. So you get to harvest the good dopamine when you want to capture the good dopamine, and then regress back to normalcy before you get to the point where you're like, well, now I have to buy a $5,000 espresso machine and wake my whole family up at 5 a.m. with the fucking tamper and the tung tung tung. And at the end, after doing all the pulls and the incredible machine and the who's its and what's its, the coffee internally tastes the same as the bullshit that you were drinking before. Now, it probably feels good as fuck to hit the levers because I've never pulled a lever in my life and had steam like shoot out of an aperture. I bet that feels fucking awesome. And I'm not sure what's going on with that thing. For someone who drinks enough coffee, like I really have no idea what the machine is doing. I borderline don't. I think that they put espresso into this thing and then they like push it down so that it's packed tight. And then I think you light it, but you don't want to light the middle of the espresso because then it'll burn. You want to like almost heat the outside so it starts burning like from the bottom. And then it's like and then you pull out and it's something like that. We're smoking Arabica here. Sorry, I should play the game. I'm literally going to leave a Steam review for this. Like, it's good. It's a little long, though. It took me 72 hours to beat the game. I want to look at my phone. In the center of the room, you're a terrorist. That's insane. I want to look at my phone and be in the center of the room. You can't have both. You're a bad person. Have you ever seen the clip of Braid's creator reacting to Soulja Boy calling Braid one of the worst games he's ever seen? Yes. I saw it in theaters.
And they ain't got no point to the game. You just walk around jumping on shit. It look like
they're not seeing the most important thing.
this shit stupid as hell, man.
Indie Game the movie did a touring series of showings. I saw it at the Cineplex Odeon off Gardner's Road in Kingston, Ontario with my friend. The shot of Jonathan Blow looking melancholy, silhouetted against that huge fucking window that overlooks downtown San Francisco. This game's stupid as ain't no point to the damn game, man. Hey, Xbox came out with the new game. If you like to get high and smoke weed or get drunk and drink, you just jump around. This game is for smokers and drinkers if you like to drink beer. He's so right about Braid, though. I don't think he is, but I think he's the perfect foil for Jonathan Blow. I'm insufferable. I think Braid is really good, and especially was really good when it came out. Very easy to make fun of, don't get me wrong. But in like 2009, the concept of a game not being like a a desert-based third-person shooter was unbelievable. People were losing their mind over BioShock. You could save the girls or you could kill the girls for resources, man. Games have never done this before. Are you pro Fez too? I might be the most. Me and Apollo are the most pro Fez individuals you'll ever see. Fez pisses me off. Here's some Fez spoilers. Or the Fez haters piss me off. Because why do they hate Fez? They hate Fez because Phil Fish was the funniest developer in history. And I don't care. It's been 15 years. Having an argument about video games and telling people that disagree with you to suck your dick and choke on it is hilarious. It's one of the funniest things that anyone's ever said. And the fact that he got bullied off the internet for saying it, people were like, it's rude. That's crazy. Maybe he should have pivoted to stand-up comedy because that's really funny. The other thing that they hate Fez for is they go, well, it's just a by-the-numbers puzzle platformer. No, the fuck it isn't, dude. Why not fucking go to the home screen, press RT, LT, RB, RT, YY, AB, down, up, and all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, I'm in the mainframe. It's a different game than you think it is. Also, Fez is awesome. Fez is like really good. It was kind of like the original Blueprints. All I know is that you have to choose one. Okay? You can only play, what's the gooning game? The one that saved gaming last year? Not Genshin. Not Uma Musume, don't insult me. That's a sports game. Stellar Blade. You have to choose one. I bet people who love Stellar Blade fucking hate Fez and vice versa. If there's two camps, I'm in the Fez camp all day, every day. That's all I'm going to say. We can still talk. We can reach across the aisle and handshake if you have been to the bathroom and washed recently. But is anyone else insane like me? Anytime I come back from the bathroom, I'm begging for someone to say you didn't wash your hands. And then me be like, oh, really? You think I didn't wash my hands? Check this out. Why don't you smell them? And then they smell them and they smell that kind of like pink soap you can only get in a public bathroom. And they're going to be like, no, he did wash his hands. He owned me. That would be sick, man. That would be sick. One of these days it's going to happen. And I don't know. I'm going to knock it off the bucket list, man. Skip intro. That's okay. Sorry. We'll play some more. You know what? First, maybe slash marker. This is this seat taken? Let's play Is This Seat Taken? Episode 6. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Northernlion Plays Is This Seat Taken? This episode is called The Stinky Movie Theater. Big Hat wants to be in the second row. Just get a hair transplant. Am I neurodivergent? The only thing I care about, I guess maybe it would be complicated if everybody was like me. Movie theater seating is like urinal choice for me. First off, I'd rather watch it in private if there's a stall and no line. But otherwise, all I care about for the movie is not at the very front and at least one space of clearance between the next group. That's it. That's all I care about. Where are you standing if the urinals are full? So usually there's like ceramic tiled walls that delineate the hand dryers and the sinks area from like the foyer. So I would stand Lucky Luciano style adjacent to the tiled wall, but not blocking the sink or the hand dryer. That's where I would stand. And then the next person that came into the bathroom would walk by me, stand 3 inches behind someone that's pissing, and I have to go, oh, there's a line. Stinky! Oh, I'm getting dizzy. Oh my God. I'm sorry. If you get dizzy at the front of the boat and you don't like bad smells, I know a perfect place for you to go. It's home. You should go home. You're in public. You're going to interact with other people. You're going to experience stuff that inconveniences you. You don't get to be like, I want to sit here, but I don't want to be at the front of the boat, and I got to be facing the same direction that the boat is traveling, and I don't want to sit next to anybody, and I got to sit next to this person, and I want to steal popcorn. You can't do it. I want to be alone. Sit next to the driver then. I want to be alone. I want to be alone. I want to relax and take photos of the view. Easiest game of my life. Driver doesn't count as a person. I'm not weighing in on that. They're literally the most important person. Every time that I'm in a tour bus, I make sure to make eye contact with the driver to make sure they haven't been drinking. The scariest places I've ever been in a bus, 100% U.S. Virgin Islands and the British Virgin Islands. Some scary driving going on over there. Jamaica pretty close as well. I always wonder. Seems like a lot of pilots have gone crazy lately, and they're like, hey, mind if I go into the cockpit? And then they try to like grab the yoke and just crash into the ocean or whatever. I always think about, man, this bus driver, if this bus driver's having a bad day, we could all be cooked, man. It's never happened, but I've had some very, very dark thoughts on the bus. Like if this guy might check his phone halfway through the bus ride and be like, man, fuck this. I'm gonna head out. You guys think it's worth requesting the vegetarian or gluten-free meal on the airplane so you get your food before everybody else? I think this is not... I'm sorry for ruining like a good thing for you guys. I think they should start serving the special meals. I'm not going to say they should serve them after all the other meals. I think they should flip a coin. I think at the start, because they're already doing all the announcements anyway, they should flip a coin in the cockpit and be like, we're serving vegetarians first on today's flight. And because you could hear the fuselage. Everyone would go, yes! Oh, man. Why can't they do both at the same time? I think it's because like they only have a few vegetarian, and then all the other ones are in a big trough, essentially. So they drop off the special ones and then they come through with the rest. I mean, honestly, I think I would be a shit flight attendant, to be honest. I like having a lot of space to work with. It's crazy to me that they serve like 90 different drinks on the airplane. In that little beverage cart, man. They should just have like water and Coke Zero. Also, don't you hate when you're thirsty as fuck and you're about to get your free half can of Diet Coke in Coach, but then the boomer in front of you orders like 6 miniature bottles of red wine and can't figure out how to get tap to work on the point of sale machine, and you're like, please. It's like the only part of the flight I'm looking forward to is getting this beverage. Just getting a little bit of liquid on this dry ass, like 777, please, for the love of God. Then the dude like 2 rows in front of you is always like, what kind of red wine you got? First class is not worth it. I'll be honest with you, I may be a coach flyer until the day I die. But there is one thing, and I think I'm going to get a lot of -2s. There's one thing you will never see me doing. I think I'm very unlikely to pay three grand to fly in the front of the airplane, because that seems crazy. They know the flight isn't forever, right? Like it's going to be over at some point, and then your money's gone forever. Like they're charging like it's going to improve your life forever, is what I'm trying to say. So it's not going to happen. But one thing that you will never see me do is pay 20% of what it costs to go to the front of the plane just to be able to unbend my knees a little bit. It's not going to happen. I would rather pay you the 3 grand to fly in the front of the plane than pay you $600 just so I could push my feet out a little bit more. Only on international, but on international it's more expensive, bro. People are like, it's worth it on international. It's not worth it on domestic. Yeah, but on domestic, the first class is like 1/8 of what it costs on international, man, because everybody's trying to get the lay down bed for international. I fly home once every 3 years. Let me have this. It's your money. I don't think you're a bad person. Although I look at you funny when I get on the plane. Although it's actually sick because I get to get on the plane before you because I'm above a first class citizen. I have a child under the age of 5 who needs more time during the boarding process. And it's fucking sick. It fucking rules. But that shit's going out the window in like 6 weeks or something. Or I could just lie. Oh, but we have to give them our fucking ID to get on the airplane. They're gonna know I'm lying. They wouldn't make you get back out because you've already gone through the gate, man. They wouldn't. I gotta think about it. That's gonna fuck me up, man. That doesn't apply on flights to Orlando. The crazy thing is that it does. So that I really feel for the people that are flying to and from Orlando that don't have kids, because the plane is 80% full by the time zone 1 gets to board. And let me tell you, keep dreaming if you think you're putting your shit in the overhead, because there's a Disney store in the terminal and everybody's got a couple of things they didn't get at the theme park, and lots of friends and family that love Mickey Mouse. There's times, well, I think what I do is I wistfully, every time they offer the first class upgrade for way too much money, I always go, that would be nice. And then I go, not this time. And I've been doing that for like 10 years in a row. And every time I land, like when you get on, if you fly first class, sorry, we should be playing the game, but this is real. I want you to know that I'm always judging you and I'm always getting the last laugh. I see you when I fly and you're in first class and you got your fucking whole family with you and you got your glass of water, and sometimes they even have like a bottle chiller and stuff like that to keep your water cold on the airplane, and you got your feet stretched out and you got a bigger screen. It's like 7 inches instead of 4.5 inches and stuff like that. So I see you when I'm getting on the airplane and your smug sense of superiority and your fucking Patagonia quarter zip with a Hugo Boss light windbreaker over top of it. I fucking see you, and I'm here to tell you, nobody thinks that you're awesome for using PowerPoint during the airplane ride, okay? That's not real work. Taking the shit that you know you're gonna say and putting it into a slide deck is not work. That's not, work requires things to be moved. It requires energy to be expended. That's not work, that's a hobby. That's leisure. Regardless, the fact that they call it business class and people are opening PowerPoint is disingenuous to me. They should be fixing the HVAC on the airplane. However, I always feel great getting off the airplane and seeing the people at the luggage carousel that were in first class when I got on the airplane, because now I'm like $5,000 closer to you. Or possibly, depending on where you are, $5,000 further away. How do you, you spent all that money on the plane and now we're all waiting 45 minutes for our bags to come down on the conveyor belt. Oh my God, we got to the same place at the same time and we watched the same shitty movies on the same shitty screen. But you got to eat salmon. Congrats, you paid $3,500 for 2 glasses of wine and real fish. See you in town, buddy. Literally, it's a tortoise in the hare. I'm catching up to you. I'm more ahead of you, but all we did was take the same airplane, and I'm closer to you when we landed than I was when we took off. How do you feel about that? This shit means something to you? It means everything to me. That guy can probably feel his legs, though. I can feel my legs, too. I have hands. What if they have more passive income than you? Unlikely. I've got 12,000 Children of Morta Let's Play videos that are still making a penny a day each. The snowball got started back in 2011, man. Oh, I own a business. Man! Maybe the business owns you, buddy. Ever think about that? But I do feel, and there's probably a reason they can't do this, but wouldn't it be better if instead of sitting down, you laid down on the airplane? You know, like they were like, oh, here's my seat. And then if you were sitting in the middle, you would lay down on the aisle bed and then roll over till you got to the middle, do up your seatbelt, and then like you could just lay down the whole flight, man. And then you could stack 2 layers. You couldn't have 3 layers. That would be like some shit from the Matrix. But you could do 2 layers. Yeah, like a bunk bed, exactly. I think that could be sick, man. I think it could be sick. 2 layers! There's only 2 layers on the airplane. 2 layers! I think it could work, man. Please don't describe it. I would not use the term that you're using that I don't even feel comfortable saying. I just think it would be nice to lay down on the airplane for once. I would describe it as an efficient way to place people on a transportation vessel. Because laying down is more comfortable than sitting up most of the time. And instead of reclining, you could incline. And if you're sitting down, reclining like 2 inches is just sitting down. But if you're laying flat, inclining like 2 inches is borderline sitting up. You get the best of both worlds, man. You get to lay down and you get to sit up a little bit. I told my wife this idea with half the plane having beds and half the plane having seats so people could still choose. They got to treat us with a little dignity, man. I do think that the real problem is not the optics like you seem to suggest. I think the real problem is that if someone doesn't have their seatbelt on and there's any turbulence, the people on the top bunk are going to smash the shit out of their skulls on the top of the airplane, which seems really unsafe. It also, now that I think about it, turbulence is not that scary when you're sitting down, but if you're laying down, it might feel like you're the dude at the end of 2001: A Space Odyssey. I'm not sure. What about the overhead bins? They become under bed storage. You slide out like a drawer that's the same size as the overheads and put your carry-on in there and then slide it back in. And that eliminates the problem of, can somebody look this up? Somebody get grok on this. How many people die every year because a carry-on suitcase falls on their head out of the overhead bin? I genuinely believe it could be 10 people getting like a brain hemorrhage from that. Why not sedate the passengers and then stack them? Low key, it actually would be sick if they anesthetized you for your flight. But the odds of you dying would they would probably go up by 10,000% if I had to guess. And flying would be really expensive because they would need to have like 100 anesthesiologists on every plane. If you thought it was expensive already, wait until they get 100 of the highest paid doctor discipline on the airplane too. Anyway, sorry. It's okay, the game's boring. It's not boring, it's just more fun to talk about nonsense. No game can beat that, man. I want to be with Isaac. No comment. I want to be by the window. That's like a fucking... That's a sad story, man. I want to be with Isaac. I want to be by the window. Damn. I love you. I love the view. I love you. Jack be like, I love you. Isaac be like, I love you too. Why is it muted? Chibli, did you hear my idea about instead of sitting in rows on the airplane, they give you bunk beds? Don't close your eyes. Chat's about to tell you why this idea won't work. And why I'm a bad person for coming up with it. You prefer 2x2 or 3x3? In general, I would prefer 2x2. But I have a wife and a kid. So I would much rather have 3x3. Which is actually great for us. We're literally like an is this seat taken family in real life. I want to be on the aisle. My wife wants to be on the window, and my kid wants to be next to both parents. It's the easiest solve of all time. Now, the flight to London, we were on a 3x4x3, like a 343 airplane, and it was sick because we were the 3. And I was like, look at those bozos over there in section 4. Idiots. And then on the way back, I waited too long to check in. And we were 3 of 4 in the middle 4. Oh. Oh, Lord. Sucked for us, but probably sucked a lot more for the single, like, 23-year-old guy who was also in the row with us. But, well, what are you going to do, man? Yeah, he just put his headphones on and chilled. He actually inspired the bit because I was pissed off that he was a vegetarian and he got both of his meals before us. Smarmy motherfucker. He was chill though. He was all right. Just pissed me off that he would... Because also the thing is, we were like pretty far back in the airplane. So this dude would get his meal. And then after everybody got their meals that had a special request, the carts went all the way up to the front of the airplane, like 3 kilometers away. And they didn't come back for 90 minutes. Stopped ordering vegetarian meals on planes because they bring your meals out 30 minutes earlier and it freaks you out. This is how I know we're different individuals, Chipley, because the bit that preceded this was, should I start getting the vegetarian meal on the airplane so my food comes out 30 minutes faster? I feel like it'd be so sick to be like eating the meal while everybody else hates you because they're bored. Not hungry, but just like bored and wants to eat the food. If I can say something, I had 4 meals on British Airways in the past 2 weeks. It's like my favorite restaurant. 3 of them were good. I would love to virtue signal and say that the airplane food was bad, but the airplane food was actually like pretty solid. I'm a real eater. And it's also sick because my kid and my wife don't like the airplane food. So I usually get to eat like 2.5 meals per meal. And then each flight was 2 meals. So I had like 5 meals on the flight in 10 hours. Oh, man. It's kind of sick, man. If I may say so, though, the meals on the airplane are like 180 calories each. They give you like 2 sips of water, like 1/8 of a chicken thigh, and a thimbleful of rice. They give you bread. The roll is like 80 calories, man. It's nothing. I know because I had 3 of them. They were cooking, though. They were cooking with when they invented the Boeing 777. What if they made an airplane that was so dry, nobody ever had to go pee? I don't have a moral issue with it, but I wish people wouldn't blast music on the bus. This is an overarching bit. If you say things are getting worse, like people are getting less courteous to one another, some motherfucker with video essay knowledge will come in and say, well, did you know that actually in the Roman days, they used to write back then that like the next generation is worse than the one that passed it? Well, 2 things. One, the average person that's blasting music on a bus is not necessarily younger than me. A lot of them are younger than me because I'm pretty old, but a lot of them are also old people who apparently don't have headphones but have to listen to like a live Journey concert with their volume cranked all the way up. But the other thing that you have to consider is that maybe people have been getting worse for like 2,000 years, bro. Maybe every 10 years things have gotten just a little bit worse in general, or people have gotten a little bit less polite to one another. I don't know, maybe back in the Roman days people were like top of the morning to you or whatever. But I do feel that this didn't used to happen. There used to be less noise pollution out in public. I know you're going to say that's not true because you've seen 1980s movies where a skinny dude in a crop top rides rollerblades while holding a boombox like this. But that was like one dude in every town, okay? There might have been like, depending on the size of your city, there might have been like 8 guys like that in the whole city that were rollerblading and like looking snatched as fuck while holding the boombox like this. And we liked them because there was no other way to experience music outside, man. But just letting your music or your podcast go in the open air these days is crazy. Especially, that's one thing I'll say about millennials, man. Millennials are the headphone generation. We respect it. It's okay, I'm usually playing your stream. Hey, yo, guys, the bus is gonna crash. Let's all rush the bus driver. Everybody listening to this in public right now, rush the bus driver. Take over the bus. Now we wait. Now we wait. You've ruined my 99 Beeline trip. That's rough, too, because the people at the back of the bus having to rush the front, that's like 2.5 kilometers away. On the bright side, it's Vancouver, so they already got athleisure on anyway. You're probably reading some bullshit you bought at the grocery store anyway. It's not a real book. It's not non-fiction. It's not Atomic Habits. Atomic Habits is wellness slop, though. No. Best book ever written. Probably the best book ever written. Has some of my favorite characters. The author... It's Know the Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. That I just... Every time I walk into a bookstore, there's the whole basically AI generated self-help section. Because didn't they make a sequel too? There's the subtle art of not giving a fuck, but then there's also like not giving a fuck extended or something. It is the Gen X Bible. Sequel to... It was like the second one that came out was called like More Fucks to Give Less To or something. Sequel to... Oh, yeah. The 2-book set. The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. And Everything is Fucked. A book about hope. Oh, there's a 3-book collection now, dude. There's the Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. There's the Everything is Fucked. And then there's On Yourself. I'm way more behind than I thought I would be, man. So I just ordered those. I ordered those one-click delivery. Nah, I'll just get them on. What's the service that summarizes the books for you so you can read more efficiently? Nobody's typed it yet. Spark Notes. Blinkist. That's it. Blinkist. Blinkist is like, you know, you've always wanted to read the classics, but all those writers, they just wrote too many words. Damn book is too long. Hey, Tolstoy. Anna Karenina is too long for a book that's consistently found in the young adult fiction section of the bookstore. Get a clue, bozo. We need you to be more laconic. I can't even be mad. I'd be pressed. Have you ever been dizzy, man? One of the great debates between kids and adults. Does being dizzy own or does being dizzy suck? I'm big time on the being dizzy sucks camp. I think you ever get so dizzy like it ruins your whole day? It owns? It's the worst. It's actually the worst, man. I don't even know why they have the teacups at Disneyland. Like, the whole point of the teacups at Disneyland is just that you, like, throw up. It's not fun, man. Every time I'm on the teacups, I'm locked in. I'm going, like, Elvis Stoico mode, trying to focus on the exact same point so that I trick my brain into thinking that I'm not spinning. I spun my pregnant wife fast as fuck on the teacups. Aren't you worried she's going to give birth to, like, a DJ or something? Just don't go on the teacups. You got to know your role. I'm mostly there to help with the parenting, and then also to be a source of amusement when I get a sense of discomfort or terror on a ride. That's my role at the theme park. Is to be the guy who's like, I don't know, that one looks really high. But then I got my wife back, because at the London Eye, she was not having a good time. She was sitting on the bench right in the middle of the pod. And I was like a little scared of heights. But I would act like I wasn't. I would get like up close to the railing a little bit and go, whoa, look at the view. My kid was freaking me out because she kept jumping up and down and stuff. Did you rock it? I tried. I took some photos at least. Look at that. Did the lamps make the bugs go towards the lamp? I see what you're saying. I like bugs. There's a difference between liking bugs and wanting them around you when you're having a picnic. If you want bugs around you when you're having a picnic, that's like you're a villain. That's like a villain origin story from a comic book. Thinking that like a beetle is cute or something like that, that's one thing. But being like, oh yeah, ants come. You know what my favorite part of a picnic is? It's when a line of ants carries all of my watermelons and baguettes and bottles of wine out. And then I only notice once I open my eyes and I go, where's the food? And then you gotta go, you see the ants and they're going to the anthill, and then you gotta go, and you put your book down and you go, and then you get to the anthill just before they do, and you go, and then the ants have to hit the brakes, like they all slam on their heels, and it goes like, and then there's like a little ant pile up, and when it piles up, you're holding the picnic basket, and all the food just goes back into the picnic basket, and you close it up, and then you walk away, and you put it back on the checkered blanket. and you go to eat something, you get like a fork and you put like an olive on the end of it and you're reading your book and you go, but there's no olive on the end of the fork. And then you go, eh? But there's no olive on the end of the fork, man. And then you see that there's like 100 ants on each other's shoulders that are grabbing the olives off of the fork as you, and then you start doing it faster and faster and faster and faster, and it goes ding 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 ding, and then you go boom, and they go, they get like little birds flying around, and then you grab your olives, you go like, and then you get them all in the jar. I haven't figured out the rest yet. But at some point, the ants are going through the holes of the Swiss cheese. Like as you try to squish them, they're like going into one hole of the Swiss cheese and then popping out of another one. And then they're trying to like hit that one and they're popping out of another one. And you go tunk and they're tunk. And then you go tunk. And then the ant's head like pops out of the one that's close to you. And then you go, argh. When's the last time you had an adult conversation? It's been a while. I was at a birthday party with other adults on Sunday, but I was so jet lagged. I was eating crudité, and then I saw a dad that I'm friends with. So I went to shake his hand, but I didn't take the carrot out of my hand. So when we shook hands, I said, sorry, that there was a carrot in my hand. And he says, that's the first time that's ever happened to me. And I didn't know what to say. So I said, don't worry, I'll still eat it. I think he might have thought I was like flirting with him. I don't know. It was I was not at my conversational best. I was kind of I missed the QTE. Maybe they just think I'm funny. That would be a first. You shouldn't say everyone's on the spectrum when you talk about autism. It's not correct. Yeah, some of us are off the spectrum, myself included. So far off the spectrum, we're handshaking people with crudité in our fucking palms, man. Nah. They had me clocked as soon as I toe walked over to him. I bet he was like, this dude's probably going to have a carrot in his hand. He's taking Jamar Chase first overall. You guys want to see my fantasy football team? The AI predicts that we're going to go 11-3. But I don't see how I don't go 14-0, man. Because look at this team. Look at this team. Apollo's viewers and the podcast listeners do not know ball. Okay, you might need to zoom in a little bit here. We got Patrick Mahomes at QB. Puka Nacua, wide receiver 1. Jalen Waddle, this is a bit of a reach, but this was wide receiver 2. Jahmyr Gibbs, James Cook, and in my flex position, James Conner. We're crushing it, man. We're crushing it on the running back front. And then David Njoku as a TE. He's not, he's no Brock Bowers. He's no Trey McBride, but I got him pretty good. And then, of course, we got Chris Olave, Caleb Williams as a possible backup quarterback, Christian Kirk, who I know nothing about, Cedric Tillman, who I know nothing about, Brenton Strange, Dr. Strange, bro. He could use the sling ring to score touchdowns. And then we do have Deshaun Watson on the team, okay? But that's only because I took him in round 14 because my team was named Mahomes and Watson. And then after I got Mahomes, I was like, well, I got to get Watson. Otherwise, I'm missing out on the opportunity for the joke to be funny. It's not like he gets money when I draft him. I'm not a general manager in the NFL. You could have gotten Christian Watson. That's what Apollo said. But if I drafted Christian Watson, everyone would have been like, you're only doing that because you can't draft Deshaun Watson, who is obviously the Watson that you're referencing in the name. That's the worst option. The best option is probably just not drafting a Watson. But the second best option was drafting Deshaun Watson and then putting him in the injured reserve slot. You have no RBs? What do you mean I have no RBs on my bench, bro? That's because I've got 3 RB1s on my team. Jahmyr Gibbs, James Cook, and James Conner. My bench RB is in my flex spot because he's RB1 for Arizona. You don't know ball! Okay, week 8 is going to be rough. But who cares, man? Week 8 is not the Super Bowl. What grade did the AI give you? I'm not even fucking with you. The AI gave me an A+. But it did also give 3 other people in the league an A+. And it did also, everyone told me to be afraid of one guy in the league who won last year easily. The AI gave him an F and said he's going to go 1-13. So it's possible that AI doesn't know what they're talking about. Puka plus Waddle and a washed Mahomes is legitimately scary. Okay, drop your fantasy football team. Everybody's got risks, man. Once you get past like the first round, the outlook for every player is like, he broke every bone in his body last year, but he's coming back. Oh, also he's got an incoming trial for drunk driving hanging over his head. Like literally every single outlook is like his body and brain are both liquefied at this point. My team stomps this? I bet it doesn't. I honestly bet it doesn't. The draft gave me an A+, man. Burrow, Brown, McConkey, Gibbs, Kamara, Andrews, Judy. Horrible, horrible. You really, how many Cleveland Browns receivers? You got the 3rd best receiver on the Cleveland Browns. It's embarrassing. It's fragile if you lose an RB. No, it's not fragile if I lose an RB. If Gibbs goes down, Cook goes up, James Conner comes up, and then guess what? Christian Kirk, welcome to the squad. Chris Olave, welcome to the squad. You have no Eagles? Guess what, buddy? Defense special teams, Philadelphia. I've got all the Eagles. I got half the damn Eagles roster, man. Why'd you take Jake Bates? Because Detroit's going to score a lot of touchdowns, so he's going to hit a lot of PATs. It's that simple. You got nothing to worry about? I mean, buddy, is there any way I can look up the draft here? I can do a fantasy football draft analysis of when I went, what the fuck? What were you thinking with this, man? Here's the ones where I kind of lost it, okay? Christian McCaffrey 5th. I thought that's a reach. I thought that's crazy. Here's how the draft went. Jamar Chase, Bijan Robinson, Saquon Barkley, Justin Jefferson. I felt like that was pretty much, that was standard. CMC 5th. I was like, that's crazy. Then Amon-Ra St. Brown. I went Jahmyr Gibbs 7th. Following that, Josh Allen, first quarterback off the board. Now, where did I think people made a mistake? Rob, no disrespect to you. Derrick Henry 10th as 5th running back off the board. I don't know. I'm a Ravens head, but I'm not sure I'm a Henry believer. I trust him, but he's getting a little older, and Lamar's got lots of options, man. I think that Henry might be coming to the downslope is all I'm trying to say. Now, where I really lost it, if I could find it here, let me see. George Kittle, first tight end. Crendor, first tight end off the board at pick 18 with George Kittle. I don't even know if George Kittle's TE1, bro. I would probably, me personally, I'd probably go Brock Bowers with that. I get the name recognition on George Kittle, but I think that's a crazy flyer on round 2, pick 4. What is this league? And then, I mean, that's what I'm saying, man. And then, I mean, Bucky Irving. How's Bucky Irving? I get this Invicta's, he's a Tampa Bay Buccaneers head, but I thought Bucky Irving going before Kyron Williams was kind of crazy. He's great. Oh, never mind. Maybe I don't know, ball. Where else was I losing it here? I will say Apollo taking Mike Evans, 29th overall. That would have been wide receiver, I don't know, maybe wide receiver 8 or 9. Mike Evans has got a lot of 1,000-yard seasons in a row, but he's kind of on the downslope, right? He's the GOAT. What does it change your answer if you went one before T. Higgins? T. Higgins was still on the board. Higgins should have went first. The one that really threw me, I'm sorry to keep harping on Rob here. Rob taking Travis Kelce, 47 overall, TE4. That's where I was like, what's going on here? But wait, no, there was another one. I don't know who this person is. 3rd TE off the board in round 3. Mark Andrews? Mark Andrews' nephew doesn't even know Isaiah Likely is also going to line up for the Ravens in goal line situations. Come on, man. That was a huge reach. These people are crazy. And you're telling me I'm going to lose, man. Never mind, your team's goated. I know. And then I got my sleeper league, too. I think this is that's all I'm going to have. Wait, the sleeper league is going crazy. Oh, I didn't even do anything in my sleeper league, and my odds of winning went from 50 to 56. Oh, baby. It's that easy. You stack that up over 17 weeks, you're done, man. Let me see if I can get my sleeper team out here. Wait, did my waiver wire go through? No, nobody better dispute my claim on Austin Eckler, okay? Why Eckler? Because I got an extra spot on my team from putting Jordan Addison on injured reserve. I think you just might get that one. I mean, I'm big up on RB. I also got Najee Harris. Getting a lot of recently blinded running backs who their coaches insist that they've seen their eyes and they're going to be ready for week 1. Najee Harris has one eye. He actually literally has 2 E's, just so you know. There's an I in Harris? Oh, yeah. My bad. My bad, man. You see they paywalled the mini? Yeah, man. Yeah. No, it's true. Did we do Bandle? We did do Bandle, but we haven't done Bandle Spanish song pack. Multiplayer Bandle? What? Multiplayer mode lets you guess songs with friends? Joining a local game is free, but to create one, you'll need to purchase any song pack. Even the smallest pack will do. They're paywalling the doles, man. The doles have been purchased by Lad McConkey, private equity. I have the app. I can start a lobby. All right. To join a remote multiplayer game, make sure you own the song packs you're about to play. They literally said you could join for free, but if you host, you need a song pack. And then they said you need to have the song packs you're joining on. Oh, shit, that's funny. You can still join a local multiplayer game? I gotta have people come to my computer and say, like, play the game with me? What? Of course, you can't stop me from having a local multiplayer game. It's my house. I'm sorry, I'm using the code, but it won't let me join because it says I need to own the songs you're about to play. I mean, Bandle, listen, I understand. You want to make it work, but this is... This is crazy. I'm sorry, I don't mean this to be rude to you. I don't care about Silksong, which is fine. But I'm tired of people acting like if you say you don't care about Silksong, it means you hate Silksong. I don't hate Silksong. I just don't care about it. We will not be playing Silksong. Regardless of its reviews, we'll be being indifferent to Silksong. And the reason is I hate going back for stuff. I hate when I get to my car and then I forget about my car keys. I'm like, oh, what the hell? Now I got to go back into the house. They made a whole game. Apollo, did you see this? They made a whole game about getting to your car, but you don't have car keys. So now you got to go into your basement and get a fucking pogo stick that lets you jump up to the shelf where you've got your car keys. Only, oh, wait, your garage door opener is inside something that you need to become really tiny to get into. You have to get into your crawl space in order to be able to get the garage door opener. And then you go to click it, but there's no batteries. Oh, to get the batteries, you got to get the lock. Then you got to use the pogo stick to get a key that goes into a lock that unlocks, that gets the batteries, but you don't have the screwdriver to unlock the back of the garage door opener to put the batteries in. So there's something, you got to use a shovel to dig a hole, you got to use your pogo stick, and you got to get really small in order to get to the shovel that you use to dig up the screwdriver, to unscrew the back, to put the batteries in, to use the garage door opener, to get into your car, to use your car keys to drive to work. They made a game about that and you can't wait for it? You're excited for that? Are you crazy? I support Canada Post workers, but I am changing my ISP and Lightspeed sent the package through Canada Post. They fucked up the address twice. I had to go set up one of those free Canada Post PO boxes. That is irritating. That is irritating. I'll give you that. That's on them for sure. I know, I think I said this yesterday, but I love getting that email from Amazon that's like, we've got package pickup locations near you. And I'm like, nice try, buddy. I get it. We'll give you the same day delivery for a small fee monthly. It'll also come bundled with all sorts of stuff. We'll drop it off right at your door. And then as the small businesses get replaced with vape shops and Bitcoin ATMs, we'll slowly walk it back. We'll normalize the idea of like, I'm not going to pick up my package at my house. We'll go to a convenience store 10 blocks away and pick it up. I'm hitting you with the Kembe. You will be dropping it off at my doorstep. I think you'll find that the most convenient pickup location for me is at my doorstep. You kind of ruin my neighborhood, bro. The least you could do is put the shit right in front of my door, please. You fucked my neighborhood bigly, okay? So you're gonna be doing the last mile delivery. I'm not gonna be going and picking it up from the UPS store. You will be dropping it off on my front step. Nice try, though. The email is like, it's a little insulting. They try to make it seem like it's more convenient to pick up your packages like at a store than at your house. It says in the email, it's like, it's more convenient because you can pick up packages on your own schedule. No, I can't, bro. Those places fucking close at night and don't open till the morning. What are you talking about? I could pick it up on my schedule. I literally could only pick it up on their schedule. I could pick it up at my house on my schedule. I live there. I'll read you the email, man. I'll read you the email. Pickup is a great alternative to home delivery. Why, man? I bought the shit that I need for my house. Well, it's just that the first sentence is already a lie. It's a great alternative to home delivery. Yeah, that's why whenever I order a pizza, I'm always like, can you deliver it to like the pizza or the UPS store a kilometer and a half away from me? No, I want to pick up my pizza on my schedule, especially when you're on the go, surprising someone with a gift, or just want the peace of mind knowing your package is secure. Convenient to your home, work, and the places you already visit. How could it be more convenient to my home than my home? My home is the most convenient place that there is for me, man. I live there. Packages are stored securely and can be picked up on your schedule. No, they can't. No, they can't because the store closes. It's to counter porch thieves? No, it's not. It's a little bit to counter porch pirates, okay? It's 98% because if you guys start using the fucking pickup locations, they're going to save billions of dollars a year driving the shit to your front door. Because they drop all the shit off at the UPS store and then just shove it into lockers instead of going dunk, 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 you know? No shot. It's not going to, when they force me to do it, we're going to have a hard conversation. But it's good for the environment. Don't do that. They'll hear you say that. Because if they wrote some shit in this email, like, it's the green choice. It saves every person that gets their packages dropped off at the pickup spot instead of at their house is the equivalent of like 3 kilograms of carbon dioxide per week that aren't, you need to shut up right now. That's going to make them too powerful. Because people will see that and be like, oh, I'll drive my car to the store to... I'll drive my car to the store. It's the green choice. And listen, like, it's not just Amazon, but like, I'm sorry. You can offer ad-free viewing and then add ads, even though you're still paying for the service. People are probably not going to switch. But you can take the home delivery from my hands when I'm fucking dead. There's no shot we're going to glaze you on the home delivery and then you're going to be like, we're just dropping the shit off. I'm just going to the store at that point. I could just buy the shit at the store that already has it. I don't need to fuck with the cardboard box. Now I got to go to the store, pick it up. It's in the cardboard box. I got to bring it home, break the cardboard, put the cardboard in my recycling. No shot. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. I'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow's Mario Party Day. I'm excited about it. Good night, y'all.
How is it like to have R2-D2 at home? It's so she did not know who R2-D2 was. Until I got, well, the idea was she knew what porgs were, just the creature. And she thought, Mommy, what is that? And I said, those are porgs. And then she said, oh, porgs are so cute. I want to have a porg. And I said, it's not a real animal. it's a fantasy creature. It's like a made-up creature. And she said, oh, I want to be porg. So I thought for this Halloween, she can be a porg. But after 2022, it all died down. And nobody likes Star Wars anymore. Everyone just don't care about Star Wars anymore. So trying to find Star Wars costume was actually very difficult. And I wanted to get my daughter porg costume, but there was no porg costume. It was all sold out. So I was like, oh no, what are we gonna do? Because I like the idea of Ryan being C-3PO. Because Ryan is C-3PO. Bro always falls. Bro always trips and bro always falls. So I'm like, you are C-3PO. So I got the C-3PO costume. And I bought it from a website that looked like it was made from Internet Explorer year 2005. So I was really skeptical. I thought they would just take my money and never send me the stuff. But it arrived. In my most surprise, it arrived. And Ryan wore it, fit perfectly and everything. I was actually like in awe. 90% I thought I got scammed. But that was the only place that was selling the C-3PO costume. So I just had to take my chance. And I thought, okay, well, C-3PO costume is here. So let's go with the Star Wars theme. So I got my daughter the R2-D2 because C-3PO and R2-D2, they're always together. So I had to get her R2-D2 and she loves R2-D2. The costume is so cute and we were taking millions of photos. And she now has this urge to learn about Star Wars. But I guess, R2-D2 and C-3PO, they aren't the main characters, so they don't really show up in the movie. It's not really, it's not really kid friendly. But there is the Lego Star Wars TV series, which is kid friendly. So I was showing her that today. And she was loving it. She was loving the R2-D2 and C-3PO. And I'm like, okay, well, now I gotta be Princess Leia, Luke. So I'm like, okay, well, I got the Princess Leia. It's the most, I think, it makes the most sense. And I sent the photo of Ryan wearing C-3PO costume to his mom. And the picture of my daughter wearing the R2-D2 costume. And then his mom said, oh, are you going to be Princess Leia then? And I said, how did you know? And then she said, it's kind of obvious, isn't it? And I was so surprised. And I said, you're right. And then she said, then are you going to wear the golden bikini? And I said, no. I'm not wearing the golden bikini. And I told her, but she can wear the golden bikini if she wants. And she said no.
That reminds me, my daughter's been working on her I Don't Care, I Love It parody. She made a hard pivot. It's no longer about food. Now it's about fairy tales. So it's like, it starts with, I had two brothers on the very day that I was born. One of them built his house of straw, the wolf just blew it down. The second built his house of sticks, it did a little better. I built my house out of some bricks. I don't care, I'm a pig. I don't care. I had two brothers on the very day that I was born. The one built his house out of some straw, the wolf just blew it down. The second one built his house out of sticks, it stood up okay. I built my house out of some bricks. I crashed my car into the pig. I don't care, I'm a pig. I don't care. You're on a different bread, I'm on a bun that's great. You want me on a burger, but I am on a plate. You're like a bowl of peas, we've gotta make a switch. You're like a mac and cheese, but I'm a fish and chip. I love food.